Senator Heitkamp.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to the panel. What an interesting group of people. And what's always remarkable for me is if you think that agriculture, the image of agriculture, I think, in this country is a 1950s image. And I wish everybody would sit and listen to what you do every day. That is some of the most innovative and really scientific work that's being done throughout the country. And it makes me proud that I represent a state like North Dakota that has great people like Mr. Halverson, who is out innovating. But I don't think some of the members got a chance to see your beautiful picture, but Senator Donnelly and I were talking about how amazing it is what you've been able to do. And we look forward to reviewing the challenges that you've had bringing your tomatoes to market under a label that I think you deserve and earned. And so just know, even though we don't do that much, although they're starting to do it in Botno, and we see that as a real opportunity to look at providing fresh fruits and vegetables, things that Mr. Johnston is talking about, in a way that gives every state an opportunity to grow these crops. I want to turn to Mr. Halverson, of course, you guys, that doesn't surprise anyone. You know, one of the great stories of American agriculture has really been written in the land-grant colleges. And we say, first it was better farming practices, but also research, and you mentioned the work that NDSU is doing. But I want to acknowledge that, but I want to turn to trade. Because I think that right now we're in a period of transition on trade. We walked away from TPP. That, in my opinion, gave the EU an excellent opportunity to move into the Japanese market, affecting certainly pork, but I think you made an excellent point, Eric, about potatoes. When you are working with your foreign buyers, when you're working within your association, what are you hearing from our trading partners across the globe about the challenges, and what can we take back to the trading professionals so that they better understand what our farmers and ranchers are hearing direct one-to-one with their markets?
Well, thank you for the question. And you know what you hear is the U.S. provides. We grow a really great potato in North Dakota and other places in the U.S. So, and our potato has value that exceeds potatoes grown in other areas. But that only gets us so far, right? And so when we come to the market with products that are, for whatever reason, more costly to bring to the ultimate customer, it provides a challenge. So, you know, as I shared with the numbers, we've been able to gain back some ground, export, and that's on the back of our good quality product. But we get resistance because of price, and so that price can be impacted by tariffs or by other subsidies or things that people are doing outside of the U.S. that help lower the cost to deliver the products to the market. So, I mean, the good old-fashioned cost is a pretty big lever that influences things.
Yeah. One of the things that we know, if you look at bean farmers across North Dakota, people would be surprised to see how often North Dakota farmers and farm groups travel internationally. And that is because a lot of this is about one-on-one relationships, but a lot of this is supported by USDA and USDA programs. If we see those programs eliminated, things like MAP, how will we ever get that introduction that hopefully will be able to allow us to promote our much superior agricultural products into a market that would like to have that much superior product?
Yeah, it'd be difficult. I personally have been to Vietnam and to Central America, representing the industry, trying to move potatoes, and it's just there's not enough margin in agriculture to take some of those steps. It would be a lot more difficult, and so those type of funds really help us get out and get into markets where we might not otherwise be, just to help us open those doors. So.
Yeah, I just want to make the point that I know personally many farmers who have had and still maintain great relationships with their buyers. It becomes almost like family. But that can only go so far, that relationship building. If the tariffs are reinstated, or uncompetitive, if we aren't doing the work to promote the outreach, we will not be successful in agriculture. We cannot be successful in agriculture at the current margins without trade. And so we're going to work on that. We're going to work on all of these issues. But thank you so much. What an interesting panel you've put together, Mr. Chairman.